every single ship that you've just seen on screen and then more are going to be completely free to fly. That's right, free to fly and try, not free to buy sadly, but from the 22nd of November 2020 or 2950 if you want to speak Star Citizen wise, it's a fantastic time for you, the backers, to get hold of some exclusive or rare ships that you just otherwise aren't able to get hold of regularly throughout the year. And for you, the players that haven't actually tried the game or really don't want to invest, it's a great time to get involved completely free for a whole week. That's right, you have a whole week to fly every single ship in the game that is currently flyable and playable to your heart's content, whether that's pirating, transport, or just regular touting around the verse. It is completely up to you, and it's called the International Aerospace Expo. But this video is titled The Great Melting. And what's that about? Well, I spent the entire weekend melting ships that I no longer need in my hangar. Because, like I mentioned, this is the time for you, or me, the regular backers, to get hold of some rare and exclusive ships. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much I melted or how many credits that got me, because frankly, that's going to be quite embarrassing, especially if my mother finds out, or my girlfriend, I might actually be dead after this video, but it is a substantial amount. And I wanted to make this video just to tell you a few things and also try and maybe inform you better on what to do around this time when it comes to getting the ships you want, especially if they're rare, and how to save a bit of money if you've still got time to do so. Now, the International Aerospace Expo and the sales that accompany it are split up daily. Each day or sequence of days is celebrating a different ship manufacturer. Now, if, for example, you're after a brand new RSI ship, or if you're after a brand new, never before seen ship, you might have to check who that manufacturer is from and what day that manufacturer is going to be available at the expo to align your free time to smash that F5 button on the store page. But once you know when the ship you're after and the day it's going to be available is, well, that's when you can start planning. Luckily for me, I know what I want, and without giving too much away, it is a brand new ship and the manufacturer is one of the oldest. Now, to prepare myself, I've purchased a few CCUs. If you're not sure what CCUs are, well, it's a terminology used by experienced players or backers. It stands for Cross Chassis Upgrade. You can buy them on the store pretty much most of the time, if not all of the time. The CCUs that I'm explicitly talking about are the kind that can save you some real hard-earned cash. Now, the most common CCU going around right now in the grey market is the Prowler Warbond. The Prowler, of course, being the Asperia Talon version of the Asperia Prowler. It is a fantastic dropship. It is priced at 440 upgrade value, but you can get a CCU from a mole. That's right, the Argo mole, a ship worth 315 for just $35. And if you do get hold of one, you make a total saving of upgrade value worth over £90. Interesting, I know, and it might be complex, but really think of it like this. You're buying a car and you want to give them your car to part exchange towards the new one. Frankly, you could just give them real money, and usually that does actually end up being cheaper. But imagine a world where your car was actually worth more than the money in your pocket. I know, it's not just a dream. It happens in Star Citizen. Your ships usually have a higher upgrade value than the cost that you initially spent purchasing them, especially if what you got was a much older original version of that ship. The Banu Merchantman is a great example of this because right now it might only be £205 to buy a brand new, but as anyone will tell you, that more than likely is going to go up. Look at the Kraken, for example, a ship that cost almost, well, £700, £900 to begin with. Now, a whole grand more than that in upgrade value. The only thing to remember about upgrading is that you cannot, and I can't say enough, you cannot upgrade to a ship that is worth more than £1,000. That is the cutoff point for any upgrade value. So, if the ship that you're thinking of purchasing is more than £1,000, well, this is where the great melting comes into play. You might have to mount a lot of your ships. Now, I've just recently done that. I have another game package, however. It is full of some of the most prized possessions that I own. Hercules A2, Polaris, a few other ships. Now, this is going to be my main and end-all game package. It's going to be filled with big, expensive ships that are hard to get hold of because, frankly, as we've learned over the years, it's not really that hard to earn the in-game money needed to buy fast fighters. So, I didn't need any of mine anymore, did I? Now, you might find that you don't need any fast fighters in your hangar either, because you can just, you can just earn the money in-game. Right? You can rent a mole or rent a prospector if you want, or even an ROC and do some mining. It's really not that hard anymore to just get along in-game. So, bear that in mind when you're thinking about your huge purchase. Is it really gonna, set you back? Now, I might as well tell you what ships you should buy, if I'm going to tell you what sort of ships I'm after anyway. If you're brand new to the game, maybe look at something like the 100 series. It's one of the newest ships brought to the game. It's probably also one of the most competitive in terms of its stats and price to performance. If you want to spend a bit more than that though, the Avenger Titan is always another go-to option of mine, personally. It's got fantastic cargo space, a size 4 hardpoint at the front, 2 size 3s on the side, and plenty of missile payload as well to keep you going through the thick and thin of it. If, however, you want to get into the game and you're willing to pay a little bit more than your standard $60 price tag, well, for $110, you can get the ship, the Cutlass Black. Now, this is from Drake Interplanetary, a very, not shady anymore company, but also a very strong and robust choice for protecting yourself and your future in the verse. With 4 size 3 weapon hardpoints, as well as a massive missile payload and a ginormous cargo space, as well as the option of multi-crew and an additional turret. Really, it offers you everything you could possibly want in the game as it stands for, I would say, a reasonable price, compared to the other offerings offered by SIG. It's also probably worth mentioning right now that you should never feel pressured to spend more than whatever it is you have or more than you want to. At the end of the day, I don't believe Star Citizen is pay to win. I have countless examples on my Twitch highlights of me infiltrating 890 jumps on my lonesome on foot just with a railgun. It's not hard to turn the odds towards your favor in Star Citizen because the game, well, it's exploitable. And I don't think that's going to change because really that's what makes it fair. So, if you don't have the money but you're feeling pressured to buy into a huge gunship you don't need, don't worry about it. Don't bother. Get yourself involved in an org like the Immobiles or whatever other org you can think of or that you like the sound of to play around with someone else's fun little toys. In fact, more than anything, just consider this International Aerospace Expo 2950 to be a celebration of the game that you love and the game that you enjoy. It might be the great melting for most of us or for a lot of us older experienced backers, but really we're here for the same reasons you might be, just to have fun and enjoy the game as well as play around with a few ships we don't actually own. It's a time for celebration, and SIG know it just as well as they know how to market these things to you. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter what ship you want to buy, just don't be a fool. Save yourself some money. Use the right CCUs. Mount the ships that you know you can buy back. I mean, at the end of the day, you can buy back a lot of the things that you mount because you do have buyback options available. It's actually quite nice of SIG to allow us to do that. Not a lot of people do. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Frankly, it's just a small little catch-up to make sure you know what's going on and what to do when the time comes for you. And if you feel like you need more help understanding the CCUs and upgrade paths and how to save money in Star Citizen, or if you just want to hang out with some cool people, check out the Discord. In fact, I'm there almost all the time, so are a few others, and there are some specialist Star Citizen market people there that can help you understand what's going on and, well, how to play the system, really. Now, in this expo, it is probably quite important that you new players don't get taken advantage of. So if you want my advice, the best game package to buy every year at every expo is always the Avenger Titan game package. Now, the Avenger Titan is not the Bounty Hunter variant, it is not the Warlock, the EMP variant, it is the Cargo variant, and this is so that you can do missions and smuggle and do whatever you need to, the legal way, to make money. But it also is quite a powerful ship. And don't forget, if you have just gone into the game, you can actually use the new guide feature through the links down below to actually get in touch with me or some other player who plays Star Citizen regularly for tips, tricks, and an actual walkthrough guide on how to play. This game can sometimes be confusing for new players, and I am always willing to sit down and spend the time with you to make sure that you're having the most fun you possibly can. So, make of the expo what you will, enjoy it whilst you're there, and I hope to see you next time. And as always, if you've enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really does help show YouTube that you actually enjoy the content here on the channel. And if you would be so kind as to join me live on Twitch whenever you next see me live, that would be amazing. Of course, if you didn't like it, feel free to leave a dislike as well as a comment down below telling me why. I always love reading those. And for any of you from the last video, I'm sorry I got the actual gun size wrong on the MSR. It is size 3 now, not size 2. See, I've admitted it. Okay, now leave me alone, please.